Buonasera a tutti. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope everyone enjoyed my new introduction. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong with the copyright. So, we are officially live. We got some live action on your way with my fellow paisans. It's a pleasure to have back, as always, Mr. Santino Merenda. What's going on, buddy?
I thought you were going to say we have some live action heroes.
Yeah, I was almost going to say that.
We kind of do. Severino, Santino. It sounds like a superhero connection, but
I know.
yeah, it should be an interesting night. I'm glad to be back and have some good conversations, Tazera.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be lots to talk about. Then, of course, we got Mr. Severino in the house. How you doing? Are you ready,
Bro,
Severino?
I love that intro. That
Oh, thank
intro
you.
was fire, bro. That was straight. That was sick. I love it.
Thank you.
I love
I
it. I love it.
appreciate it.
But yeah, bro, Santino, Reno, thank you for having me on. This will be fun. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff. So let's get to it.
Yes, we have lots of stuff to talk about. Of course, we're going to start off with Juventus, then eventually we'll give our 2 cents, you know, with Dybala, Conte, Lukaku. Because Calcio Mercato, it is getting wild. I know us Juventus, we complain in our end, but what I'm looking at just in Juventus world, even the Premier League I've been seeing, uh, at Napoli, they're behind because with this financial fair play, with all this bullshit, and that, it's never going to end. But if you're Man City, Real Madrid, you're okay. If you're Interista, no Inter, nobody says nothing to you. But when it comes to us, other well, especially to us and to other clubs, è un casino. So before I move on, let's say hi to people from the chat. We got Raf Spinelli. Buonasera, paesano. Michael Camarata. Ciao, buddy. Then we have the great man himself, Anthony Lafleur. Then,
What's
of
up,
course,
Ant?
uh,
James.
James Lapierre. He's in Montreal now. He's one of the officials of the Juventus club of Vancouver. Yeah, Michael, interesting Mercado. I'm pretty sure you have lots to say, Mike. Pretty sure you have lots to say. If you want to join, let me know. I'll send you the link. Because, sorry, I forgot to text you. It's
Bring him
been a
in.
long day.
Bring him in.
Yeah, let me know, Mike. You're more than welcome. Then it's like Locatelli saga 4 years ago. Yeah, sounds like a bad porno. Oh, come on, bro. So while the chat is going wild, I would like to start off, of course, with Juventus. I know Severino is gonna slap me in the face what I have to say because I'm gonna talk about something very interesting that all of us would like to talk about. Of course, Mr. Chiesa. As the reports are saying, we'll have to see if it's going to be official or not. He's kind of close to Barcelona. I know the majority of fans are not happy about this situation because I got one here with all the love and respect. Severino's not happy, like most others. But you guys know the way I look at it. Like, I have nothing against the guy. I love the guy. Like, I just bought that Zuri shirt, which I forgot to bring it on. But unfortunately, whatever we've been hearing, then how he's been acting, the fact that he wants more money, then, funny enough, if he goes to Barcelona, he's going to go for less money because too much going on with that kid. I don't know what to believe whatsoever, but I do believe it's his fault too. I'll leave you guys talk whatever your thoughts are. I will respect everybody's opinion. But for me, the club comes first. James knows me more than anybody. I always defended him. Like even last year when he was playing, I always defended him. But guys, we got to be honest. Chiesa is not the Chiesa that we've seen the Euro since this injury, which Juventus helped him a lot, with his injuries whatsoever. But he's asking for more. And if that's the case, because if he doesn't pick Barcelona or whatever options come in the next 10 days, he's going to be staying on the bench. Then his career is finito. So I would like to start with Severino because he's been really hard on this because we go back and forth through the chat whatsoever. Then I'll let Santino say his 2 cents about Chiesa because he has lots to talk about Chiesa. Go ahead, Severino.
Santino, vuoi andare primo vuoi andare primo tu, or you want me to go first? You want to
ahead.
go first? I mean, look, we've spoken about this a million times in our chat, in our private chats, on DMs, on Instagram comments. I look at it this way, and I know that the chat in this live is going to go nuts when I say what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I look at the blame on Juve only because, not because Chiesa is a superstar or a world-class player, because he's not. He's not. He's a top player in Serie A, but he's not a world-class player. He's not Vinicius Jr., he's not Mbappe, he's not these kind of players. But what I will say is this. I don't like the fact of Juventus not being able to figure out a way how to keep their best player. The same way if Barella left Inter, I would say the same thing. I'd be like, wow, okay, so Barella can't figure out how to keep their best player. That's how I'm looking at Chiesa. Now, from a Juventino fan and a Juventus nut job, fine. You guys can't get something together. You can't figure it out. He wants more. You want to pay him less. Whatever it is, fine. But what you're giving me as a Juventus fan is what you're giving me as a replacement. It's not good enough. The only one who's good enough is Sancho. You want to give me Sancho? Fine. It's debatable who's better. Nico Gonzalez is not the answer. Zigrova is not the answer. Conceição, I'll take him. But he's not Chiesa. He's not. I'm sorry, he's not.
He's young.
He's young. He's whatever. Sancho, the only thing that bothers is that he's just as crazy as Chiesa in his head. Like, he's got a lot of off the field problems. But on the field, on the pitch, Sancho is pretty much the same type of player. So I'm fine with it. Now, in the chat and in our DMs and stuff like that, I've been called a Chiesa fanboy. I've been named as the Chiesa fanboy. You guys want to name me that? That's fine. I don't give a crap about Chiesa. Like, I really don't. What he does, the way he does his off the field stuff, whatever it is, I don't give a shit. What I care about is the talent and what the intangible is about this guy. So we watched one game with Juventus against Como. We're playing Verona on Sunday. When we play Roma on Monday. When we play Roma next Sunday, and when we start to play the tougher teams, when we get into the Champions League games, nobody is going to scout Timothy Weah to figure out how are we gonna stop this guy? How are we gonna stop Mbangula? Nobody's doing that. But if Chiesa's on this team, or if Jadon Sancho's on this team, that team is gonna say, how are we gonna stop this guy? And that's what it is that bothers me, is that we don't have anybody that scares the opposite, the opposing team. And that's been my argument the whole time. Whether or not he wanted 9 million, he wanted 6 million, he wants it, I don't care, because we really don't know the truth about what really happened. We don't. Until Chiesa or his agent or Giuntoli come out and say, Chiesa did this, Giuntoli did this, we don't know. I want to hear it from their mouth saying, this is what really happened. And until that day happens, I'm going to say they're both wrong, because they couldn't figure out a way to keep the best player on the team. Don't give me Bremer. I don't want to hear that nonsense that Bremer's the best player on our team. It's not. That's the stupidest thing ever. He's not. Bremer is the furthest thing from the best player on our team. Chiesa is the best player, the best Italian player, and Juventus couldn't figure out a way to keep him. And that's my anger. And what is Justin saying?
Severino is putting Santino to
Justin. That's what I'm saying to Justin. That's what I'm saying to Justin.
But I would like to ask you a question. I get your
Go
point.
ahead. That was my
Severino.
rant. That was my rant.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I'm
That's
just
okay.
gonna keep it short.
Everybody
But
keep going.
let me ask you. Yeah, let me ask you a question. I understand you keep on saying Chiesa is a good player, a great player, Italy whatsoever. But is he really the last 2 years? Because even with the national team
Well,
and
no,
recent with
last one year. He didn't play 2
yeah,
years.
let's say
He
last
was
1 year. Yeah, because 2 years ago he wasn't playing that much. But is he really the guy that we've seen? I love Chiesa, but he hasn't shown me as much people on the chat as well. So,
to me, and then I wanna hear Santino's take on it.
Okay.
To me, I think that you can't judge him this past year only because of the system under Allegri. He was taken out every freaking game that he was in. He was taken out in the 58th to 60th minute. And he was handcuffed essentially in the system that was being played. Now, I've been taking so much heat on this guy that I'm a fanboy of his or whatever. It's not a matter of being fanboy, but if you put Jadon Sancho or Rafael Leao under a Allegri system, the same thing would have happened. The same thing would have happened. And that's
it
my
was
issue.
Spalletti. He wasn't that great just with the Albania game,
Bro,
but
he played 2 games in the Euros. 3 games.
I know, but
What did they
still.
play? He played
3
3
games, but still.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't get how, and I'll take this to another level, and then I'm going to hand it off to Santino. So he essentially went to play the Euros, and that's where I think he made a mistake, where he should have signed the extension if they offered it to him before the Euros.
Okay.
That's my opinion. He should have signed it. Go ahead.
Sorry, I got Mike coming in from New York.
Bring it in.
All right.
Mike.
Hello, guys.
Do you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike. He's from New York, same as Severino.
What's up, Mike?
And
hey, guys.
you came just right in time. We're talking about Chiesa. I'm gonna let Santino talk, then I'll leave you 2 cents because me.
Yeah. I did my rant. Let them all talk. Let them all. I want to hear everybody.
Okay, let's let Santino go. Then I will go to the comments later, guys. Go ahead, Santino.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult topic because Juve's best player, Chiesa. I wouldn't say he's his best. In my opinion, I'd say he's the most talented when he's on. I'd say Chiesa is 100%. Me, guys, I'm a stats guy. I've always been like that. I look at the stats, and whether you guys want to hear it or not, Chiesa in the last, since he's been at Juve, has not scored more than 10 goals with Juve since he's been 3-4 years. How many we have in 4 years? This is 4th year for Juve?
4th, I think either 4th or 5th. Yeah. But you're right. You're 100% right.
So for me, when Chiesa's on and he's healthy, he wreaks havoc. You know what I mean?
No, don't worry. You can swear, bro.
We all love Chiesa when he's on, when he's healthy. But I think those days after that injury, it's not the same Chiesa to me. So if he's gonna leave to Barca, which looks like I think is gonna happen, I don't want Sancho. Not because I don't think Sancho is talented. He is. I look at stats. I think Sancho had 2 goals last year. Nico Gonzalez, funny enough, 16 goals in all competitions last year. 16. That's the guy I want on my team. But again, Fiorentina's Fiorentina, Juve's Juve, different coach.
Yeah.
Different we don't know. Nico could come in, he could shit the bed. Sancho could come in and fucking light it up. We don't know. You're just asking my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. So if he's going to leave, I want, first and foremost, I want Nico because he's done it. He's been there, done that. Had a great year last year. Put up the numbers.
He knows the league too.
He does know the league.
Santino.
16 goals in
he
all
knows the league.
Last year. So that, to me, that's really, really impressive as a winger. So we'll see. I mean, we don't know. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be, if he goes to Barca, a small part of me is going to be sad because.
Well, same with me. It's not that I hated that. I'm just not happy the situation we were hearing and all that kind of stuff, either if you want to believe it or not.
We can talk bad about Chiesa when he plays bad or frustrated, but at the end of the day, we all love the guy.
We do.
Chiesa's in
Does-
our hearts. You know what I mean? Chiesa
Yeah.
is a true Juventino, buddy. Come on. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
We'll
the only
see.
thing that bothers
Go.
me, and I said it. I'm sorry to cut you off, but just one little
Go ahead.
comment to what Santino said is, I'd rather him go to Barca as opposed to an Inter or a Milan or a Nap. I don't want to, like, get him out of here.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I don't want to
you
see
don't wanna-
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no, I don't. And I said this to Reno. I said this to you the other day. Like,
Yeah, yesterday.
yesterday, I'll sign up for the La Liga to watch him.
Yeah.
I'll pay the subscription just to watch him with.
Yeah,
Danny
same. I
Olmo
watch him.
and with
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski. Go ahead,
Lewandowski.
go nuts, go crazy. But as long as he's not bothering Juve, that's fine. That's fine. Let him go there. Let him go score 20 goals a year. I don't care. Like, go ahead.
Okay, we'll let Mike. I know Mike, me and you were going
Alright,
back and
so-
forth. Go
Me
ahead,
and
I'll let
Reno
you
went
talk.
back and forth with Chiesa. I think I kind of cooled off on the Chiesa thing.
Okay.
I think Chiesa, he could have, amended his contract, and I think it was coming down to money. In the beginning, it sounded like it was more like Juntali had an axe to grind, but I think it actually came down to money. What Seb said, I'm glad that he's going to a different league, because I think if he was in Napoli or Inter, he'd have an axe to grind. But that being said, I mean, I love the player, like you guys said. He's dynamic, and the only thing that bothered me initially was, like he said, that Mott said he didn't fit in the system, which sounds ridiculous. But all right,
Yeah.
fine, we move on. But we need wingers. We can't just have Nico Gonzalez, like you said, he could be hit and miss. But he's good with the league, like you were saying, Seb. I have a problem with Sancho because he's a problem off the field.
Yep.
Super talented,
is-
by the way. Super talented, by the way.
But super good. Yeah,
Super
Santino,
talented,
he's right.
buddy.
He's so good.
His dribbling
so-
is insane.
Yeah, he's a really good.
Talent.
Look, it's almost like
There's John.
like. All right, John.
John,
You
go.
want to come in, bro? You want to come in, bro? Let's go.
He's the president of Toronto Club, Santino. He doesn't like Chiesa either. Him and Severino, they go back and forth.
Oh.
John, if you wanted John to give your 2 cents, send me a message. I'll let you in.
But I agree. Sancho has his off the field stuff going on. But like me and Santino, and now you said the same thing. Like, if Motta and Giuntoli can get him in line and say, look, this is what it is. This is what we're doing here. This is our system. This is what we're going to do. His on the pitch is ridiculous. He's just as good as Chiesa. I don't want to say who's better. I would say it's a like for like. Like, they're both great. What bothers me is if you're going to replace Chiesa with a Timothy Weah or a Zigrova or a Consensao or a like all of these other players. Nico Gonzalez is a nice player, but Nico Gonzalez should have been put on this team with Chiesa. In my opinion, Nico is a table setter. He doesn't have the talent of a Chiesa, but he's still a really good player. I would want Nico on this team. I hope they get Nico. I
think
really
they
do.
will. I think they will.
I don't know about Nico.
Reno.
Me, Santino. Yeah, sorry, guys. Then I'll let you continue. We're going to have John coming in soon.
Oh,
Me,
yeah.
Santino go back and forth. And, bro, I'm telling you, man, I don't want Nico because of the Fiorentina situation. For me, it's a little bit too much what they're giving him to have a guy like Nico. So we can get somebody else. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. So we got John coming in. I'm just going to send him the link. And just
Santino,
go on
what do you think about the Nico
ahead.
money? Like, you're okay with it?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I think Fiorentina's putting that price tag because he was statistically their best player last year.
Yeah.
So if they're gonna let him go, they want the money, right? That's why. But yeah, it is a lot of money. Conceição's good too. He's got a lot of talent, but like Reno,
I like Conceição.
He's young,
I like
man.
Conceição.
Yeah, he's good, but he's young.
What he did with Porto was good. At least he scored. Ronaldo did not score that one game, so we have
Yeah,
to give him credit.
he played pretty good for a young guy in the Euros for Portugal. So
Yeah,
he's
he
young.
did.
We gotta see.
You know, what's the price tag on the guy from Porto compared to Gonzalez?
I
I
think a
think
loan and then
it's
an obligation to buy. I don't know.
Obligation. I think
yeah,
it's 30.
30.
I think it's 30
Yeah,
with an obligation. You mean Conceição?
Right, right, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's him.
Yeah,
Conceição.
I think it's 30 with an obligation, not an option. But I'd rather him than Nico if we have to pick. But I'd rather both. Oh, is that him? Is
Ladies
that
and
my boy
gentlemen,
right there?
we got John Grow in the house. Grande John. He's the president of the Toronto Juventus of the Toronto club, the coordinator of the North American club. How's it going, John?
Fantastic. I needed to pipe in here. I needed to come in with my gloves tonight. It's
Oh
Oh
yeah.
boy, here we go.
golden gloves. I got my music going. I got Tom Brady. I got beside me. I got to come in swinging over here.
I know. Funny enough, there's you from Toronto. Santino is from Toronto as well. Santo, this is the famous John I told you about. And then we got two New York boys, Severino and Mike.
From the big
And
smoke,
I got my Toronto MLS hat over here.
from the big
Oh,
smoke, Big Apple.
nice. So I'm pretty sure John has lots to say with kids. So let's let John let it out. Then we'll have Severino, Santino, everybody say what he has to say.
Unfortunate, fortunate and unfortunate. I've had the opportunity of meeting Fede on a few occasions. The player and the person are, you can't say they're mutually exclusive. They're both in my mind, and it's not that he doesn't have the athletic ability to be a top rated player. I think it was James or someone else in the group that said he just, the quality of being the DNA of a leader. He's not a leader. He was brought in to be more of an impactful player from that perspective. I don't think he realized what it meant to come to Juve and be a dominant figure. He had great leadership examples like Chiellini, Bonucci, Barzagli around when he came in, Ronaldo. I mean, it's not like he didn't have the right people around him to kind of give him that type of exposure. I think he doesn't like it. He is athletically a beast when on, but that just doesn't win you championships. It doesn't win you games. It was quite evident during the European Cup. Look, I said it in the chat. This guy had double shots on net that Lautaro had last year, and he's single digits in goals. Lautaro won the Capo Cannoniere, the leading scorer, and as shots on net. I'm talking about on target, not on net. Shots on target, he had double what Lautaro had. So, we're talking about stats, and Santino saying he's a stats guy? And it's 100% the case. Numbers don't lie. And you have your best players to be impactful on the pitch. We go through nowadays, these guys are wearing bras that tell us how much heat they go.
It's true.
That's where they go.
No, I'm laughing that you said bras, but John, go ahead. Continue.
Bra. Telemetry bra, but it's, these guys tells us exactly, how much they run, how long they run, what's their tolerance to 90 minutes and what have you. This is the same thing. He is predictable, but we also had a predictable team last year. So there's
well said. Very well said.
And I think that's really something that we need to understand. But again, I'm not trying to defend him, but knowing, and this is what I mean, a lot of people were hoping for. He doesn't have a team yet. Rabiot doesn't have a team yet.
Yeah.
So you kind of wonder why. Why is it that players don't have a team? You actually think that Chiesa before last year would have garnered $15 million? If I put that question to each one of you a year ago today, you guys would have laughed me off this show. 100%.
Yep.
So this is a real issue. This is a real issue in football in general. And
Yep.
a byproduct of this real issue where there's guys who are more worried about their phone and their Insta likes and happens on the pitch. Like, come on, man. What this guy did during his wedding where he came out and started signing autographs, that was all made for TV. I was in front of him with 20 members from Toronto. This guy had his head buried in his phone. If I didn't yell at him, he wouldn't have stopped. Like, you know, it's that type of individual. And believe me when I tell you, I wrote in the chat, Italians, Juventini in Italy, more specifically in Torino, the sentiment or the love that he's shown here is far different than it is there. You understand? Very hypercritical over there, and they all know of his persona and personality. Again, I know most people like to separate the mutually exclusive, but, you know, we can make the comparison with certain players on the pitch and what they did. You know, as pathetic of a mouth Balotelli had, that guy was on the pitch. He produced. A guy like Maradona, he could have been all coked up and what have you. Maradona produced. You know, you want to be a very arrogant and ignorant to your fans? No problem. At least produce on the pitch, right?
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because
it happened at LA too. Yeah,
right?
Chiesa was not doing autographs, nothing. So
I'll give you a sentiment. I was more so on the Vlahovic. I want Vlahovic out the first half of last season. Second half, this guy had a flip. The switch went off. You saw him being more of a leader, and I agree with James just said. It is the agent.
Yeah, it's the agents. Big time.
The guys. Look, man, I don't want to go off the rails.
No, he went off the rails.
His internet. Your internet's not good, John. We'll see when Mr. John gets back, but he pointed some points. I'm pretty sure most of you agree, or we can disagree. But
maybe we should bring up the topic of Vlahovic.
Vlahovic?
If you want.
Before I move on, please put a like and subscribe, guys. I know the chat has been going well.
Everybody like,
one thing you guys got to remember, last year he was
playing. Mike.
He finally got his. He had a really bad injury, and when he was playing under Allegri, he had to beat 3 or 4 guys to get to the final third. So, and he was being played out of position at times. Chiesa.
Wait, who are you? Chiesa. You're talking about.
Chiesa. He's talking about Chiesa. Then I'll get into Vlahovic.
I mean, that's even any of our forwards. But I mean, you see some of the goals or maybe one of the goals that Chiesa scored. I remember he had to beat 3 or 4 guys literally because they were always on the other side of the ball. And one part of me thinks is the economics in Serie A. If it's $6 million, and maybe we can't afford it, that. You know, we're kind of, I would say we're a weak league, but we should be able to afford $6 million if that's what the price tag is.
I know, but as we
that's only $500K more than what he's making now.
I know, but there's a lot of, like I said, I firmly believe something happened there. John can agree with me or Santino, because it doesn't explain that he hasn't been playing since. Since this happened, he hasn't been on the list, so he must have did something. Or June did something. Then, like James was saying, it's his agent too, because, like I said, Giuntoli has a problem with Ramadani, even with Napoli. So that's the whole thing. But like I said, I love the guy whatsoever, but unfortunately, the club comes more than anything. And for me, he screwed it up. Then we can believe it or not, and we'll see what happens eventually. So, anything to add on, John, before I continue?
Oh yeah. I love for all the Dybala lovers up there too. Don't think that he did not go because he didn't get 80. His agent was only going to get $8 million out of the deal. His wife didn't want to move to Saudi Arabia because of the limitations of women's rights in Saudi Arabia. This guy is not led by anything, but he is led by his entourage. People need.
John, is that real? Is that real?
What?
What you just said, is that a real thing?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
100%.
For real?
Yeah, listen, this guy left us
Oh
for
Lord.
$500,000. He left us for 500K. You don't think he's going for 80 million? The only reason he can go, or a couple of reasons, is exactly that. His Antune, who's his agent, and his wife, who is an absolute. She was part of his demise with Juve, and yeah, that's right. So same thing with regards to what James. There's a lot more contractual things happening with image rights and what he would have control over. So again, once you go to the Saudi League, you are owned. You are not
But
a. That is
he's
your.
he's actually hurting Roma in the long run because I read there's a clause this year. I don't know if you guys know that if Dybala
Mhm.
plays, I think it's 14 or 15 games or a certain amount of minutes this game, they got to shell out millions. It's in his clause. I read it two
Yeah.
days ago.
So that's
Roma's
Wow.
going to shell in a lot of money if he plays a certain amount of games this year.
yeah. So if you
Wow.
gentleman who is he south of 30? Is he north of 30 already? He's got to be.
He's
I'm
30.
not
I
sure. That I'm
think.
not sure. I
He's
don't want to
30.
Yeah, he's 30. So you talk about it. I'm not denying the talent, right? So if you got to
Yeah.
look at where you got to invest, Roma, even now with Sule and what have you, and the group that they have, and our new number 10, potentially with the new number 10 for Roma being Cristante. What an
Which
amazing
oh
segue.
my god. Did you guys see that today?
Yeah,
Like,
from Totti.
Oh my god.
That was brutal, man.
oh, yeah. So they have their own problem.
And John, to your credit,
Yeah.
as much as you hate the national, not I don't think you hate the national team. I think you hate the vibe and the reason for it. I don't think you hate the
I,
country, obviously,
oh, no,
and
no, no.
whatever.
Country is I'm
But
refusing to
the
watch any of a national team games based on
right, the
what.
fact that they made Cristante a 10, that's embarrassing. Like as
From
a whole,
Totti.
that's
Yeah.
an embarrassment. I'm sorry. Like that's just what are they
Too
doing?
much.
What are they
Well,
doing?
what you're doing is you're really bringing a demise to the significance of the number
Right. Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
things. So you have, like you think number 3 of Milan, you think Maldini. Anybody in their right
Yeah.
mind
Mm-hmm.
ever, and you just don't throw that number on anybody's back, right? And you talk about a bandiera, a flag, an icon of the game, and of the, you see a guy like Marcelo looking like a little kid when he's beside him, and Marcelo's a legend in himself, and he's like giddy when he's beside Maldini. So when you're in front of a guy like Totti, and I'm telling you, there's only 2 times in my life as a soccer fan where I got emotional. First time was when Del Piero retired. Second time is when
Yeah.
Totti. And I'm going to be honest. You talk about guys who impacted football as a whole, and more importantly, were regardless of your opinion of the guy from a personal perspective, his relationship with Del Piero and their ability to really respect the game and bring the game forward together, second to none. You don't see that today, and this is one of the
No, you
reasons
don't.
I have very little to no respect for Federico Chiesa. And I don't for guys like they.
It's a very
I can distinguish the player from the person, but guess what? You're representing stripes and colors of my team. You better be ready to go to war. Your obligation is you are getting paid great money. You are going hard and you are playing. That's what you get from guys like Danilo. That's what you get from guys like Gatti. Gatti may not be brilliant, but that guy will leave his blood, sweat, and tears on the pitch.
yes, Grinta, like Santino says.
Bremer too is like that. Beautiful
Yeah.
player.
Guys, there's guys that love the jersey. Locatelli, I don't care what people say. Locatelli is an absolute beast of a Juve.
I 100% agreed. Agreed. We
Well,
can we can meet
again,
we can meet in agreement there, John. Locatelli to me
That,
is he's such a Juventino. Like you ever see him like during the games, even this year under Motta, like he's pointing his arms, he's saying like you go back, you go for like he's just such a like he's got that thing in him, like he's trying to control everything going on, like
yeah.
and he's not doing it in a chauvinistic way. He's doing it like I have pride in this shirt that I got on. Like I love this shirt. And Gatti the same thing. Same thing. That's why I got their jerseys last year. Both of
I'll,
them. Gotti and
Nice.
Locatelli.
I'll give you
Oh
guys.
yeah, me
Well,
too.
one
When I-
second. Can you let Mike talk?
Oh, yeah.
Or he was.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Mike.
guys. Let's try to have one
Um,
at a time, and then I can continue. Go, Mike. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna make a point about Locatelli, where and it's a
Okay.
good point actually, is where remember at Sassuolo he was always the guy up front, you know, when under Allegri, and you know what, it was a different system or whatever. He was more of a defensive midfielder. You saw this game with Thurman, he was able to just, go up front, and that's the Locatelli we want. That's what I was gonna say. So
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, even James said the same thing.
Yep.
Locatelli need to change my mind. He's all heart but no talent. I love the shirt, but watch. I know a lot of people say that about Locatelli. Same with Santino. We go back and forth
I
with
don't know if
Locatelli.
the guy's
Right, Santino?
I can't stand him. I can't fucking stand him. I think he's the fucking biggest fucking clown I've ever seen in my life. But I'm not questioning.
Oh, but
Hold on. I'm not questioning his devotion to the jersey,
yeah.
his leadership skills, like Severino says, yes. But man, when I see him, I just want to puke. He doesn't do anything, man. I've never
I
once,
know.
buddy.
For me,
I've
it's
never,
50-50.
with the exception of that when the Euro Cup, when Italy won, when Locatelli scored 2 goals. Okay, I don't know who we were playing. With the exception of that game, I've never once in my life, and I've watched a lot of Juve games, have I ever watched Juve and say, "Holy shit! Without that guy, we're fucked." Like I don't even notice him, but maybe it's me. I don't know. I'm very opinionated, but I just don't think he doesn't have. I don't think he has the talent, but maybe you guys see it. I don't know.
well,
Santino,
the one thing you got to say is that Allegri played him out of position, and he did it with a lot of players. Playing people out of
Well,
position
you know what?
makes you
Let's
subpar.
see what he. Fair enough. Good point.
True.
Let's see. Maybe Mota can change him. Different tactics.
Yeah.
Different coach.
Let's give him
You
a
never
little
know.
chance.
Maybe we'll see the Locatelli we've seen in the Euros when we won the
Yeah.
cup, right?
We haven't seen that for a long
That's a good
time.
point. Let's see.
so our luck.
Go
won't
ahead,
change.
John.
Our luck won't change until the second half of the season. I'm going to tell you, you'll get surprises in the winter mercato as much as you're seeing right now. It
I
is,
hope so.
and the key is this. And I'm gonna be very honest. And I know Mr. Reno Z here and my buddy Sev know my absolute love for Allegri, and that's true love.
Don't start with Allegri, please.
Stop.
All right, let
Okay.
him go. Let him go.
I want to hear this.
We owe a lot of our heartache to a guy who now is in management with Tottenham. Paratici single-handedly destroyed this team and created 5 years of absolute destruction. You have to understand the contracts that we have that we're still holding on to. A guy like Artur, it is absolutely
Oh my God.
a thing. And I honestly, the guys in terms of you're giving play. Think about this: what he was given. Guys don't want Chiesa and Rabiot were starting. We consider them decent players, and teams outside of Italy or outside of whatever are not interested. Rabiot's still without a team because of what he thinks his wage worth is. We got rid of Dybala because what his wage worth, and you know what that was? That was created within. That was created within our own confines of Juve, saying that you're worth this much, you're worth that much, you're worth this much. It's like your mom or your dad telling you you're good looking and you can beat Usain Bolt in the 100-meter final, in the 100-meter dash, but you're running it in 23 seconds. How is that even possible? Like, this is the problem with this our system and our organization, and that's got to change. Guys like Francesco Calvo, guys like Cristiano Giuntoli, are
Elcon.
that will and absolutely will throw down the hammer and change and go back to that very much. Juve is a tough team to negotiate with, and there's pride in the jersey, pride in the organization, and I'm very, very optimistic. This year I have no expectations. All I want this team to do is start rebuilding from here and moving forward. And there's a system, there's a coach, And there was a band-aid with Allegri. And Allegri, I'm going to tell you, he hit it all at the ballpark with what he had. Think about it. This guy had Miretti as a prime. Come on, like, guys, I know Miretti is, for some people, he's something, whatever. They wanted to see him. But we had Kostic. We had, like McKennie as.
Yeah, the team was definitely poor. I agree with you. In my opinion.
Mike McKennie, I like McKennie. But is McKennie a starter with Juventus? And I'm going to ask all five of you, for you, the same thing. Is he?
No shot. No, he's not. He's not a starter.
I think so.
McKennie is not a starter on Juventus, bro. He's not. As good of a season
He's a hard-working
last year,
guy.
I
But
like him. I like him. I'm starting to like him.
So do I, but he's
I like
not
him.
a starter.
He's very. I'll say this. McKennie's very versatile. He can play on the wing. He can play in the mid. He can
Sure.
play different positions. He's good at. He's not really good at scoring.
You want to play him against Ajax or Porto in Champions League starting? I wouldn't.
Yeah. No, but
Like I don't have that faith in him.
he's good
Like,
he's good at swinging in crosses and setting up players. He's good at assists.
he's a McMuffin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he's a starter.
Look, I'm with John to a certain extent where I think that Giuntoli was handed and part of my French, but Giuntoli was handed a pile of shit when he took this job over with the salaries.
A lot of work to do.
And a lot of cleaning up to do. My issue with Giuntoli is more on and I'm not going to go back to Chiesa. It's more of Chiesa's part of the cleanup, right? Like, he's part of the cleanup. And guys, everybody seems to forget, like, everybody right now is on the Chiesa subject, but this is going to happen again in 12 months from now because Dusan can't stay here for that price. So
yes,
we're going
to talk about the Dusan. But go ahead,
have the same
it's going to get very heated in here very soon.
We're going to have the same issue in a year from now. I don't care what we do, whether it's a Scudetto, Coppa Italia, Super Cup, a Club World Cup, whatever the fuck it is that we're going to play, it doesn't matter. Guys, at the end of the day, next June, Dusan is not going to take less money if he scores 25 goals.
A lot of people think he will, but I doubt it. I don't believe that.
But why would he?
There's no way.
If the guy scores 25 to 30 goals in all competition, I'm saying, let's just say he does.
He does. Okay.
Let's just say he scores 25 goals next year in all competitions. And you're going to go to him, hey, thank you for your year right now. Giuntoli's going to go to him and say, hey, Dusan, thank you for your year. You had a great year. We got to the semifinals, let's say, of Champions League. We got to the quarterfinals of Club World Cup. We won the Super Coppa and Coppa Italia. We came in second in the Scudetto. Hey, Dusan, I need you to take that price down. Who the hell does that in sports? Nobody's going to do
nobody.
that. And that's
but
where
my
in
thing,
the chat, guys,
go ahead.
I get annoyed where I don't want this club to run as a small market. We're already doing it now. We can't re-sign. We can't figure out a way to get Chiesa on the team. We can't figure out how to get Sancho on this team. We can't get Coop Miners here. But what are we doing? Like, what's the limit here of, like, so we're not signing any kind of a market piece player ever? Everybody's got to be under $4 million a year?
Okay, can I say I agree with you what you were saying.
Question.
Yeah, I agree with you what you're saying. We were going to get into it with Vlahovic because me, Santino, go back and forth then with me, everybody attacking me because I always call Vlahovic, not because I hate the guy, because as me, Santino were saying yesterday, the guy's cursed. I'm pretty sure he will do good, but after the national team, the friendlies, even the last days of the season, guys, he always gets blocked, And I know what Severino is coming from about the fact about the wage, because next year we're going to be paying him $12 million. Is he worth $12 million? And I don't know about this guy. Like all the best, but he needs man. I know a lot of people attack me when I say Vlahovic, but guys, I'm being honest, man. Like if you guys getting bad hurt, it's not my problem. We can always be attached to the players.
That's a lot of bad luck, Reno.
Yeah, that's a bad. No, that is a lot of bad luck. I get it. But Santino, you tell your part how we were talking, then I'll let Mike talk, and then John, then Severino.
Yeah, I mean, my issue is simple, guys. Vlahovic, there's pros and cons. The pros is that I don't know too many strikers that can score in open play and then score from free kicks. He can do both.
Yep.
Buddy, that guy, 30 yards, I've seen him score free kicks that might make my head spin. I've never seen that before. His free kick as a number 9 is unbelievable, this guy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like, wow. Just wow. When he's on his game, he can score with the head. He can score in the game. But guys, I gotta say the negative too. The most frustrating player I have ever seen in my life. This guy, I'm not kidding you. Just the last game alone, he could have had 5 goals. I'm not kidding you. 5 goals.
No, you're right. You're
He
right.
had a
I'm
goal
not gonna
disallowed.
argue.
He had a goal disallowed. Hit
Yeah.
the post twice. He
Which
had a
was
breakaway
bullshit,
with
by
the
the way.
last second of the game. He shot it right
Mhm.
at the goalie. I don't know what he's doing. Buddy, the guy, like, he's so frustrating. Hits. Sometimes he'll, an open header, he'll head it over the bar. He's
The
just
goal,
so,
the
so
goal that was
frustrating, bro.
the goal Santino that was disallowed was bullshit. Like that, the
Yeah.
fact that they found
Yes.
Cambiaso offside
Yes,
and it was just his shoulder
Yes.
that was kind of off. That's bullshit. Number
I
one.
agree with you. 100%.
The goal that he at the very end of the game where he stopped. It was him against the goalie, 1-on-1. I don't get, and I wrote it right away to Reno, and I said, why the fuck did he stop like that? It's almost
Exactly,
it's almost like he's getting nervous.
Exactly, that's his
because
problem.
he missed 3-4 goals earlier in the game. So like he's gotta like
The
almost
frustration.
like, dude, he literally stopped. Like it was a penalty kick, but it was an in-game play. And he stopped. Like I'm like, why are you stopping?
Yeah.
Shoot the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Like I was screaming at it.
Like I said, Sev, the most frustrating
Yep.
player, one of the most I've ever seen. He just,
Agreed.
oh my God. I'm like, buddy, this guy could have, last year, he could have had over 25
goals,
last
even
year.
30.
Buddy,
Yeah.
this guy, like, I'm like, he gets all these chances.
He's like Kane.
He'll be sometimes fuori gioco, sometimes he shoots it right at the goalie, sometimes open net, he shoots it over.
The Paul.
This guy, man.
It's unlucky too.
Man. How many years we're gonna say that, man? This year, I hope.
I know. I agree. I'm just.
This year, I hope he proves all of us wrong, and because I think he can score 20 and above. I think he can, but he's got to show me, man. I like him.
He's done it.
Go ahead, John. Then we have Mike.
Yeah. No, he's done it.
He's not done it. Not with Juve. He's done it with Fiorentina.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done it. Now there's no excuse moving forward. I think this is what we've had in our own chat and elsewhere, and Sev and Reno can attest to this. This year is litmus test year, boys. It's now ever. You don't do it, guess what? You are gone. And a guy like Giuntoli, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna defend. I'm actually going to give reasons behind. Chiesa is also a scapegoat. Chiesa is being used as an example to the rest of this team. If they are to do this to Chiesa, they will do this to everyone and anyone. I think that's the reset button as well. That's the reset the mentality. And I'm going to tell you, a guy like Dusan, I agree with you guys. It's going to be a hard pill to swallow unless Juve, for reasons I hope for all of us, Juventina, that they go deep in the Champions League. They go back to a Coppa Italia final. They end up 1-2, win a Scudetto, whatever it is. At that point, you need to look at yourself and say, okay, you got good money coming in. As things, do you keep Dusan or do you toss them away like we did Zidane and other players? And we've gotten good money. I think the reinvestment. I think that wheel has already been spinning with our own talent that we've given away to get new talent in. And that is, we've given away guys like Sule, like Ealing Jr., and so on and so forth, in order to bring in ready-made talent that's ready to produce and be consistent and win for this team. So and Giuntoli's given us a certain taste of that with management. But again, he's going to have to prove it. This is Dusan's year. If he doesn't do it, I agree with you. I would be very surprised if he doesn't hit that or come close to in regular season. Put aside all the other competitions. If he doesn't come within a sniff of 20 goals, you really have to think about whether or not this guy's your $12 million man and is a guy you're going to go to as thing. Because for 12
And
million,
70 million to get him over here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money. So he's young, he's got the ability. You really have to think at that point, what do you do? And I think, honestly, I can safely say, I feel confident in guys like Giuntoli and Calvo to make the right decision for this team. I don't think we had management with that type of capability in a long time. I think, there's things I would do with this management. We've had this discussion. I think we need a real
Yes.
I think we need a real president, a real vice president of this team, and with real Juve DNA. And they've really
Yes.
bought into that DNA mentality with Juve at their creator lab and how they market the team now. So I think that is all a culture shift, even within the organization, and knowing quite a bit. Fortunately, having the ability to know some stuff, I think that there's a lot of things that we will, as fans, be very, very proud of, and we should all be excited.
Well
I
said,
think as
John.
long as
Go ahead, Mike.
Dusan's a
All
very good
yours.
president.
Go
I
ahead.
think
Go ahead.
I'd say maybe if 10, 13 goals or 12, I think that'll be good enough for him. I think last year, again, what Max was Max. He was frustrated, and he probably got like one chance a game, and again, he's got to beat a couple of people. Now he's got the perfect system, and again, I'll go to Mata. Mata is he had Xerxes. If you saw Xerxes play, and I saw him play with Man United, he created the play and scored the goal. So now this is also on our coach to make the player better. That's why we have our coach. I know
Yes.
I'm kind of getting
Bravo,
off
Mike.
topic, but I think that hopefully that's what it can happen. I mean, among other players, but I think he can make Dusan better than just that frustrated guy who misses that shot and makes him more dynamic.
Well, time will tell, right? Because it's only our first game. And the reason why I get mad with Dusan because seeing the national team, then the last days of the season, then even my Serbian friend said that Dusan not good. They're pissed off. He has talent. He just needs to get out of his system. And I wish him the best. I know people attack me, lavo mis, but you know me. I like to tease and stuff like that. Even Santino yesterday said, "Oh, it's not that I hate the guy, but it gets frustrated." So
Well, I'm on Santino's side with this, where he's gonna get in this system under Motta,
yeah,
he's gonna get a lot of service.
Yeah.
So he better bring it. He better
bring it.
bring it
Yes, I'm
because
praying.
But
from the
guys,
preseason games and the game against Como, he had 5 or 6 chances. He should have buried at least 4 of them. So I'm with Santino on this, where he's this year, and John said the same thing. This is his make it or break it year,
Yeah,
because he's with the way this system works, where the midfield and the wingers all rotate in a way where all they're doing is pushing up the ball to him, and he's in the center of it. He's got to finish. He's got to finish. Otherwise, see ya, gone. Gone.
gone. Okay,
If you guys are
bravo.
gonna let Chiesa go like that, you got to let Vlahovic go too. Sorry.
100%. I
We got Alberto. Vlahovic will be the next Chiesa saga next summer. You can see it a mile
Yeah,
away.
he's right.
That's what
He's right.
Severino said. I agree with you,
He's
Alberto.
right.
I
He's
agree.
right.
well,
Yeah.
we've all the groundwork's been laid. So a guy like Vlahovic is put the numbers up or shut up and understand you're not going to get that number. So don't even bother coming to the table with any type of negotiation that is going to be remotely outside of what you're worth. So this is the reset I'm talking about. We're saying, oh my God, how do you keep a guy like how don't you keep a guy like Chiesa? Well, you can keep him at the 4.5. We're not keeping him at 6.5, 7 million. right? To
Right.
produce, to
Yeah.
have, and I'm going to give credit where Dybala is. Dybala produced head over him.
Oh, it's
There's
light years ahead of him.
there's no comparison, and we let him go. We were giving him 6 million. Why would we, in our right mind, say, okay, you know what, Kez, we're going to give you 6 million, and that's the exact same number we were given to a guy who actually produced and give us moments of brilliance and memories as Juventini that we won't forget. We won't forget that Barcelona game. None of us will forget that Barcelona.
No.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you go on that thing. It is a statement, and I actually like the statement. Do I like losing players like Chiesa? No. Do I like players like Chiesa and their agents coming back saying my guy's worth 7 million? Give me a break. Take that to the EPL. Take that to the Saudi League. You ain't getting it here.
Well,
Yeah.
Prez,
Exactly.
that says something in that nobody picked up Chiesa. I mean, you would think an EPL team or something, but no one touched him. That says
Yeah,
a lot.
nobody did.
Yeah.
I gotta
We'll
actually
see
take
what
off. I gotta actually take
Are you
off,
gonna
guys.
take
but
off?
I just want to ask one question, if I could.
Go
I wanna
ahead.
see-
All yours, buddy. Too many people, Go ahead.
I want to get each and every one of your Scudetto prediction this year, if you
Oh,
can.
mamma mia. For me, it's gonna be Inter, unfortunately. How about
Inter
you,
for
Sev?
Severino.
Oh man.
I know it's hard to
I
say, but
I
'cause it's
don't
only
see
one.
I don't see Inter repeating. I think they're going to choke.
Okay.
I think it's up for grabs. I
You
think
have to-
it's either us or I I still think that Conte is going to work some magic in Napoli.
We're gonna
That's
talk
fair.
about
That's fair.
I still think that. I'm not saying they're going to win the Scudetto, but I think that they have, if they really do get Lukaku with Kvaratskhelia, I think that they can make a run for their money. I think we could as well. I really do. I think it's a toss up, but I really don't see Inter. I don't see it.
How about you, Mike?
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I see Inter.
And
Okay,
El
me, Mike.
Presidente.
John.
I'm with Sev. I think Conte's going to cook with Napoli. They have no other
Competition.
That's a good point too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good
Uh,
on that,
and,
Conte.
he look, if you can reignite the flame that was 2 years ago with a guy like Kvaratskhelia and Anguissa, get these guys all back on and figure out whatever this issue with Osimhen is, and if he leaves, grab some money, go get yourself another forward in the winter mercato, buddy. He's cooked with less. And they're not a bad team. They were badly coached last year. They went through 83 coaches last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All things to De Laurentiis.
I would be also. I'm not saying a team that's going to give everyone a run for their money will be Roma. I don't see Inter winning again. I think it's up in the air. I think it could be anybody's thing this year. I can't see Inter repeating. They're not a repeat team unless there's a Calcio
Agreed.
2.0.
Calciopoli, yeah. Like
Right.
Interisti are convinced, yeah. They're convinced. So for me, because based what I'm seeing, but then we have to see. James, Conte effect is over. Inter's hangover, mina shit. Yeah, the Conte effect will never be over, James. Remember that.
All right,
Conte non
boys.
si tocca.
You guys have a great
Grande
night.
Santino.
Santino, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Severino, always nice.
Santino.
Mike, El
Always nice
Presidente,
seeing you.
John.
Hey, Santino, come to our club when it's done, buddy. Follow us on Instagram.
Where is it again, John?
It's in Vaughan. It's in Woodbridge on Trowers Road. Come out and join us, man. It's an amazing place.
I told
I'm gonna take you
Santino
up.
so many times.
I'm gonna
So
take you
I'm
up
not
on that
giving them.
offer.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll
boys.
give you the information, Santino. No
Ciao,
problem.
guys.
Bye,
Ciao,
Santino.
ciao.
Ciao, guys. Mike, ciao, buddy.
Ciao, bud.
Ciao, man.
Ciao, Santino. So this has been pretty interesting. Are you guys still down to chill? Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. I'm
nobody's
good.
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I'm just gonna
before
run to the bathroom really quick, but you guys continue. I'll
okay,
be right back.
okay, continue on with the likes and subscriptions, guys. tonight is beautiful. We have all Juve cast Napoli lucky to make top four. Top five. I'll be surprised if Conte makes presses. Well, I'm for me, he might leave October up there too. So
It could be, but if there's
I
anybody,
I think.
go on.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry, Prez. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
good.
Yeah, I think it's with ADL and Conti. They both have something to prove. ADL was like, I really fucked up in not keeping
Yeah.
Spalletti. Conti is going to be like, this is my last big payday, and if I pull the same stuff again, I'm not going to get another big job. So I think there's a lot in the line. So I could see it work, but who knows?
Hmm. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We should never be scared about Mr. Sorry, I kind of left out because I was checking on the thing. So, but speaking of Napoli, let's get into Napoli. I know tonight is a Juventus night, but eventually my next slides, I'll have Inter Worldwide coming because we have to do a banter, me and him. I have the Milanista. I might have some guests next week. I'll let you guys confirm. But I'm a Juventino. The fellows are Juventini, so there's always lots to talk about Juve. So let's close the chapter with Juve. Let's start out with Napoli because we're talking about Conte. So, and Conte had his present, because we found out today that Lukaku was back. So, because we know if he doesn't bring the players that Conte wants, he's going to be leaving. So I know, but most of the chat says, like John and Severino said, that Napoli could win because Conte, he's really good with the one season. If he had Champions League, too much. With the one season to rebuild the team, I know Napoli has lots of work to done and to deal with the De Laurentiis. I don't know, but you guys actually think it will be interesting to see. And why you guys thought Lukaku coming? For me, Lukaku is not the same, but I could be wrong. Let's start
I
with
think
Mike.
Lukaku was on fire with Roma, and I think he did
Hmm.
okay in the Euros. I could be wrong, but he was good
Nah.
with Roma, and I think that he's in form.
Hmm. I don't know. For me, Lukaku not really impressed because the Euro, he had a good season with Conte. Maybe he might bring it up. Roma, yes, that's it. For me, 50-50. So, Severin, what do you think about Lukaku coming back?
I think he's a game changer for them. I have to tell you, I
Hmm.
really do for Napoli. I think he'll change the game. I think he's going to connect with Conte. Like they
Conte.
have they
Yeah.
have some kind of thing going on. I think he's going to really help the team, and I think him with Kvaratskhelia on the right or the left, and I think with like John said earlier, with Anguissa and even with Raspadori going behind them, I think he's going to make a difference. They need a striker. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
the 4-3-3 that they play, they need a big, monstrous striker. That's what they need. That's what Napoli needs. Um, I think also Conte wanted Chiesa for that reason. Like they wanted a guy like that
Yeah.
where it would be Lukaku, Kvaratskhelia, and Chiesa, like just to that trident, like building up. I think that's why he wanted him. I think that's why De Rossi wanted him on Roma. Um, but I think Lukaku is definitely the way to go. I mean, if they're gonna lose Osimhen to PSG or Chelsea, you got to put a big striker in a 4-3-3. A 4-3-3 doesn't work if there's no
Yeah.
big time striker. It doesn't work.
Well,
Yeah.
I said I think
Oh, go ahead.
I think Conti wanted Chiesa. I think there's something going on with his agent. Something funny is going on
Yeah, me too. I agree.
with Chiesa. I mean, because if push came to shove, he would have went. ADL would have paid the 6 million. I'm pretty sure, especially with the Osimhen money that's going to be coming.
Yeah, but Chiesa
Uh,
wants
Yeah, he might
Champions
go
League.
to
Chiesa
Chelsea.
wants Champions League though. Don't forget. I
Yeah,
don't think that's
that's the
why I
thing.
said it. I said it in our
all
chat
right, right, yeah, okay, I gotcha.
all summer long. I've been saying Chiesa's never going to Rome or Napoli because he wants Champions League. He wants to play in a big
Well,
club.
I agree with you. Funny enough, people thought that he was going to go to Napoli because at the wedding, Conte was at Chiesa's wedding, but
Oh, he
of
was?
course,
Conte was there?
yeah, he's friends with his dad, so
Oh,
that's
I
what
keep
people are
forgetting that. Yeah.
saying.
Well, you
One,
remember,
go ahead.
he never would have went to Rome because that's where he had his worst injury. And whenever he played in Rome, you saw he looked very, very tentative when he played, in Rome. So I never that was just a rumor all along. So
Reno, do you mind if I ask John a question?
Yes, can I go for the comments here?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah, go
let
ahead.
you talk to.
I want to ask John something.
So, okay, no problem. Lukaku is not going to be enough for Napoli to contend the Scudetto. The backline for Napoli is complete garbage. Yes, what I know about Napoli, they even reach the Brighton player, Billy Gilmore. So they're supposed to be the details in this. I don't know how good it is because I don't follow all the leagues, So, but besides that, that's all I know on that part. Then we have James up here. Napoli is going to be a huge failure. AD, okay. Juve cast. I agree with Anthony. The dynasty is over. Yeah, we all know that, bro. It's over. But with Conte, if he
The
doesn't leave
dynasty.
early,
The
if
dynasty
he
that the
will,
dynasty that never was.
hmm.
they would have been better off with Happy Gilmore. Well, that's what I just said. Is he good? I don't know. What you got? Do you guys know this Billy Gilmore? I don't know. Is he good? Not good? No.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm not
Happy,
sure. Okay.
you talking about Happy Gilmore?
Happy
Yeah,
Gilmore.
I
Happy
don't know.
Gilmore. Look it up, Reno.
Huh?
It's a movie. Adam
Oh,
Sandler.
fuck. What a guy. You got me a guard. See, I don't watch too much movies too, so he got me.
Okay.
Okay, Severino, ask a question to Mr.
No,
John Grow.
John, what did you make of Chiesa's father getting involved?
Uh,
Oh boy, here we go with Chiesa.
uh, this is unfortunately was a means to an end. This was you're talking about a guy who his father Enrico, who probably would have given up his first and second born to play for Juve when he was playing with
When
Parma,
yep,
and he was part of a dynamo team with Parma back in the day. That was our direct rival for a couple of seasons with
yeah,
that he played. We played alongside of Sprilia, and they had also what's his name for the Argentinian Crespo and what have you. So he was part of a dynamo. His dad understands the game, understands the value of playing with Juventus. He thinks his son is throwing him is away an opportunity, and
Yeah,
obviously you're talking about a spoiled mentality. And what I mean by spoiled is that there's an entitlement issue that
bingo. You said the word. You said
okay,
the word.
and I think that this is the problem, and I think the father is. I think he's been very respectful of the process to the point of which he's now had to get himself involved to kind of. I wouldn't say to clear up the waters, but at least leave in a thing. It's not a false story, James. It's quite.
yeah,
It
Yeah,
has
James. No, that's real. It's
it
real.
it's real, James.
percent. There's no the voices have already come from Torino. It has happened not to the grandeur of people, whatever. It was more so that if things were to happen, then and he had to move on, that it was done with proper communication and none of this back and forth via media that really wasn't being generated by Juve, by voices and people. And this was the issue. What's his name? Ramadan.
The agent.
Ramadan,
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
the whole problem with Chiesa.
So this is an issue that unfortunately we can't stop. And what they do is they're looking to build clout for their players. It is what it is, but it's not to the extent of what we want. Because if you look at Enrico's been very um,
He doesn't believe it.
from the spotlight of his son, and this has done it. It's more so to protect the fact that of the approach, because you never want to ever. This is not just damaging his ability with with Juve. It's damaging with his career with the national team, and
Yeah,
potentially
Yes.
that's a big one. That's a big matzo ball out there.
Yeah, exactly.
entering Italy at any given point. Look at Donnarumma. No one's even thinking of him with PSG. He is going to, unfortunately, unless something changes with the big three, he ain't going back to Milan. He ain't going to Inter.
No.
You know what I mean? So where's he going to go in Italy? He's not going to go to a Rome or a Lazio. Could he go
Yeah.
as a Napolitan? Potentially. Who knows? You never know, right? But where is he right now? Is he making his way back? He hasn't. So it's that same mentality. If he leaves and goes to Spain, I don't know. He may have a Verratti career. He may not come back. He may be in
Yeah.
for a very, 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 very long time, or find him
Well,
from Spain into England.
Yeah, James is still saying that it's fake, John. So I don't know what to answer to that.
It's not.
No.
Yeah, no, it's not
Trust
fake,
me.
James. Come on,
Trust me.
James.
Enrico definitely got involved because I agree
He's
with
old
John.
school.
I agree with
Yeah.
John in the sense of that Chiesa grew up in a very entitled family. Like they're from
Yeah.
Florence. They've money has never been an issue. His brother plays for I believe the under 19 Fiorentina, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think so, yeah.
So like they've grew up in this. They've grown up in this. They're a very very rich family.
Yeah.
And I said this to Berto a while ago. And dude, you guys all know with me and Chiesa, like I still think that he's got a little bit of that entitlement. As good as he is, he's got that thing where, what do you mean I'm not on part of the project? What do you mean I'm not the main part of I'm this guy. And guys, talent wise, yes, he's up there, but I think that it got to his head a little bit because of his father, because of his brother, because of his
Yeah.
family, because of all this stuff where he
Yeah,
said,
everything was given. Then
right. And I think that messed with him too, on top of the fact that his agent is a shit show. The
that's
agent,
I
yeah,
was gonna say
his
the
agent is
agent's
a
the one
shit
that
show.
hijacked it.
Yeah.
yeah, his
I mean,
agent, like I said, he had issues with the junta in the past Ramadan with
Yeah.
Koulibaly, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's the major problem of this. We'll see. Hopefully for the better. Now, one funny question. Anyone watching boxing? I'm not. um, to close it up, guys, do you want to do some predictions, or do you guys have any other questions? Because I have lots of questions. It's pretty much we covered everything with the Dybala in between conversations. You know, do you guys have any other questions? Severino, John,
No,
Mike.
let's
I got
get
one.
some of the. Oh, go
Oh,
ahead,
you
John.
got one?
What's the
Go
scoreline
ahead,
for
John.
What's the scoreline for Monday?
Oof.
Oh, Verona Juventus. I'll say 2-0. Douglas Lewis scores, and I give one more shot to Vlahovic, even though I'm kind of pissed off at him. I give a shot to Vlahovic. Yeah. Yusef?
I'm gonna go Dushan. I'm gonna go 2-1, and I'm gonna go Dushan and Bremer. I think Bremer on a set piece, whether a corner kick or a penalty. I'm gonna go 2-1 Dushan and Bremer.
2-1 Dushan Brown. Okay, beautiful. You, Mike?
yeah, 2-0. I'm gonna say Dusan and McKennie if he starts.
McKenny.
McKenny? And you, John? Oh,
It's gonna be a barn burner. It's gonna be a trouncing, and it's gonna be the Yildiz show this game around. Yildiz will pop in a brace. Dusan will get in either a PK or a tap in, and
or head-headed.
look for a goal from the midfield, either another Turam or maybe a Locatelli from
Well,
outside.
Thuram is not playing.
Sorry?
Oh wait, I have a question for you guys.
Thuram is not playing. He's
Yeah,
injured.
he's a hamstring.
So look for a Locatelli bomb from the midfield. That's my.
Okay.
Oh,
But
I wish.
it's gonna be a Yildiz show on Monday.
Okay. Mike, what you were saying, you asked
Yeah,
a
Brad.
question?
So do you think, because you see it on Instagram, by giving Yildiz the number 10, You think that
Yeah.
they're putting too much pressure on this kid, or is it like going to
For
be?
me,
I'm not going to say make or break for him, but I think it's a lot of pressure. I think.
mm, for me, I said on my videos on Instagram whatsoever, it's too much. I know it's the new system of soccer, which they're ruining it for me because they want to build marketing whatsoever. But there's gonna be a lot of pressure on that kid. You, Severino, what do you think about it?
I don't like the 10. I don't like that they did it. I don't think they made it mean less by giving him the 10.
Yes.
It's not something earned. I think they're putting too much pressure on this young kid. Um and I think they did it just to sell some jerseys. At the end of the day, I think
Yeah.
they
I
wanted
think
to
so.
sell a bunch of kits, and it's not the time for it. There's a lot of people on YouTube that are okay with it. I'm not going to name them, but I
Yeah.
have
I'm
very
not.
big issues. I have very big issues with people that are okay with giving him the 10. It
Exactly,
doesn't
because they
they
don't know
made it
the tradition.
but they made it not mean anything anymore. Like Leao
Yeah.
being a 10 on Milan is the dumbest thing ever. Leao couldn't give a shit. Like if you guys ever watch a Milan game, Leao just looks like he's pissed off that he has to be there. It looks like me when I go to work. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? Like that's what Leao looks like when he plays a Milan game. Like he just looks like I don't want to be here right now. Like I don't even care. And but meanwhile, they gave him the 10. I'm not saying that that's what Yildiz looks like. I just think that Yildiz is a baby still. He's let's grow this. Let's grow the seed the right way.
Kid.
Instead,
Yeah.
it's too much on him, and I don't even think he's ready to go for 60, 70 games, which is what we might be playing this year. I don't think
Yeah.
it. I think that he should have been like weaned into it. He's a baby. He's a baby still.
Mm.
Okay, John, what do you
I
think about this?
John and Reno will appreciate this.
What?
Te ne ancora la mecca rindolo naso.
It's true. Look, I'm gonna.
That's how I look at Yildiz.
I I'm
Okay.
I'm look. I'm a toss up. I love this kid. I met him.
Oh,
He
me too. I love him.
he's an absolute gentleman at a tender age. This kid is wise beyond his years. When he was when Tech was in front of me, and we were talking, and we met him in April, the whole team, and Tech said this kid will be an absolute dynamo superstar, and I appreciate the way he carries himself as a teenager. I do think that he's got the ability to carry the weight. He's very mature for his age, but I think what he does, I think he actually wants the pressure. He actually is like he loves the pressure. He wants it on him and whatever, which is probably one of the reasons why they gave him the 10. I don't know if I would just as a Juventino, as a romantic of the game,
Yeah.
I would have given it to him. But I can tell you from a personality, being in front of him, this kid, nothing. He is calm as he's so suave and calm. Nothing. It's like oil to water. This kid,
He does have the swag to him. Like I will
he
give him
does,
that.
you know what? It's
Yeah.
not very, very comfortable. Like this guy wears it like it is, and he is an absolute. He smiles. He's great with the people. He's kind-hearted. He's light. He's just very. It's just he just presents in a different way, and I think there's something different about this kid. We all know that already. I just hope
Hmm.
we don't. I hope we don't ruin it for him. Like,
Yeah.
and I think
That's
that
my concern.
this is what we need to do is we need to breed. We have a response. The Juve has a responsibility as a team, but this kid is something special, and
Mm.
I can't wait till he really gets into the groove. And if he gets into groove, watch out, man. This guy is going to turn heads and turn heads quick. And you look at any of the young up and comers. This guy's got every opportunity to be at that level that you see with the Bellinghams of this world. Like he's got that.
Well, John, I'll spin it even more. Put a Coop Miners with him.
Oh,
If that's gonna happen, let's hope.
Oh my god. Oh my
It's
god.
driving me nuts.
A Coop Miners Yildiz with a Dushan up front. Oofa. Like I'm just gonna sit there like John, you know the meme you put all the time with the popcorn on the chair? That's me with Coop, Yildiz, and Dushan up front. Like, just let them go. Like, just unleash them. Unleash the three of them and let them go, do their thing. Because I think it'll be fire, straight fire. The three of them, and give me a Nico or give me a Quinton Sal on the right side, and I'm happy. I'm happy.
Just want to respond to this question because Anthony asked before. Sorry, I missed that question. You asked again. What are your thoughts on Kalulu join Juventus? I'm surprised that Jungli wanted him. For me, I'm not really happy about it because yes, he did well with Milan with the Scudetto whatsoever, but with his injuries whatsoever, I don't know what Junti was thinking. So I don't know. What
Juntali was,
about you, John?
Juntali was thinking. In all fairness, he was, and you got to look at his numbers. You understand this guy was actually uh, injured for most of the year, and he was able. I think that this will be a very important pickup in depth chart for us, and I think that with the right players around him, guys who with experience and with a push, Bremer, the Danilos, the Gattis of the world, whatever. I think that we actually look. There are Milanese who are absolutely pissed off royally with him
Yep.
Cortez. So look,
Yeah.
I actually think that he's gonna. I actually think he's gonna be a surprise for us.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm actually in
Okay, I
agreement.
give you that.
Berto's nailing it. Berto just nailed it.
Yeah.
He's a safety net because of the Calafiori mess up,
Yeah.
the Tobido mess up.
Yeah,
Um, I
Todibo, yeah.
I think that basically Giuntoli just basically covered his ass with this signing where we need a center back and a center back who can actually play the ball from the back. He's good with his feet, and I think that that's why Giuntoli did it. It's a nothing signing money wise if you think about it. There's no
Yeah.
obligation. There's no commitment here. We could basically let him go next year and see
Yeah,
where you got
it's
to
not
go, and
really.
it's
I'm
not going to
just a little
put
bit
us in.
frustrated with the injuries, but we'll see.
The only
It
thing
could be
that
good.
frustrated me was the process of the signing, which I think John and Berto will agree, where that he had to think, oh, I have to question how many minutes am I
Yeah,
going to
if he's
get and all
playing.
that stuff. Like, that's what bothered me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? About Kalulu,
I
if
think
you
I,
said
I think that he's a good depth signing because we're gonna have a lot of we have what I know in five competitions actually
yeah, five.
in
Yes,
total.
Yeah.
So depth wise, I think he's perfect for that, and we're gonna need depth. So
that's
I,
good point, guys. Good point. You're saying something, John? Sorry, did I
I
interrupt?
agree with Mike. That's bang on. We need depth. We're in multiple competitions. You understand? We are actually in a position that once the season ends, we're not able to buy or do anything because we're going to the World Cup. So it's not like we're going to be up in arms and buying anybody at that point. We're going to be in a competition where we need depth as much as possible. We're going to need a 23-man roster to run for that World Cup. So there's a lot of a vision behind this for
Yeah.
this team. And
Well,
and
John, what is it, like a minimum of 50 something games, right?
well, right now you talk about 38 with the league. There's what 3 games with Champions League, 3 games Coppa Italia or whatever. One game. If they go to the final of the Coppa Italia, it's 4 games or 5 plus 3. What is it? 6 games in things. So we got 5, 6, 11 plus 39. You're at 50, and you're talking about the Super Coppa final. So you have 50.
Right.
You have
And
50.
that's
that
minimum.
that
That's
that's
minimum,
got
and then
two
that's
legs of
not
Super Copa,
including.
right?
And
What?
there's
Right?
2 legs of Supercopa now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if they were to win or at least get into the semifinals of each thing, you're looking at 70 games, right?
Yeah. Think about what it
Yeah.
does,
You
boys.
need that dynamics. You really do. And Berto just made a really good point of that was my only issue with Kalulu is that we had
Yeah.
to
This
like
one.
we had to like convince the guy like, hey, you'll get your minutes. Don't worry about it. Like, that's bullshit. I agree with that. Like, give me a break. Like, he had to speak to Mota like on the side and say, and Mota had to say to him like, "Don't worry, like you'll get your chance, you'll get your minutes, you'll get your like." That's bullshit. Give me a break.
Well, you know what? Honestly, I can see. Look, from a selfish perspective, I'm going to tell you, as you know, we all played, and this guy's playing. He sees who's in front of him. Don't kid yourself. He knows who's in front.
Mm-hmm.
You got a guy like Bremer and Danilo, Gatti. Like he sees the depth, right? He ain't stupid, right? So he's like,
Yeah.
okay, if I'm going to come here and I'm going to sit on the bench, I might as well go play with Fiorentina or go somewhere else.
But
Or
was he going to get the minutes with Milan?
I don't know, but like you know,
No,
going to take. But
Well, they
is
have no defense, Milan.
okay. But if
no,
they,
because Anthony was saying he wasn't under Fonseca's plans. So
you know,
Right,
like
right.
you got to understand that this is an environment that he knows. He's going to a new environment. It really is a toss up for someone like that, right? Like we don't look at that, right? So we see an hour and a half drive to another new city, new setup. This guy's going to come there, and if he's going to be there, is it going to be worth his while? I'm not saying that I'm justifying what he said. I can understand the play. That's the one thing I would say.
copy that. A lot of good points. We got Anthony after Sekalu. He's a Milanista, by the way. So if he performs, can help you guys. He has a crucial part of our defense, and we won the school. That's what I said. That's the part that I like about Kararu. Let's hope he does good. Then Alberto, he isn't better than any other targets we had. This is a total safety net silence, guys, because it's fuck all financial. Yes, I know. I agree with you with the financial part. I totally agree, even though sometimes I go off board with the financial part on
Well,
the chat. Then,
he basically was. I'm not going to say he was the C plan of the center back assignment, which we had. Like I said, like it went from Calafiori to Todibo to now to Kalulu.
because they had no choice.
But Berto makes a good point in the sense of
Yes.
it's a safety net in the sense of, like John said, you have Bremer and Gatti up in the middle. You don't know what you're going to do with Danilo. Danilo one day can play a center back, one day can play a right back, and then one day isn't even going to start. Like they're saying Monday, he might not even start.
He may not
Yeah,
even
because there's some issues there. I don't know.
And guys, I have to tell you, I like what Mota does. I like that it's
Yeah,
surprising. I like that he doesn't tell anybody what's going on. I
and
like
he
that
just
the
says,
fact that everything is just a circulating, constant, like just spinning around of players where,
Hmm.
dude, were any of you
"What
guys
the
like,
fuck?"
what the hell is going on when Gatti went out to do the flag for the captaincy?
yeah.
Like, I was like, what the hell? I
Yeah.
love that. Like, I love that nobody's entitled to it. Like, nobody's entitled to, hey, dude, he might go to Dushan on a random Sunday and say, hey, by the way, you're not starting today
Yeah.
against like
Yeah.
Lecce or whatever. Like, I love that. Like, that, you got to earn your merit. It's merit based shit. Like, hey, you were garbage in training this week. You're not starting.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
That I
No,
love.
I love
that
that too. On that part, the
that
Mota, I
Belgian
love
winger
it.
that he started, who I didn't even know who he was.
Who on
The kid
Bangula?
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too with Mota. Now to close up, before I get to prediction, I'm gonna ask one last question myself. That now we're gonna conclude with Juventus, then we give predictions. This Kung Miners, do you guys think
Oh man.
that he's gonna come? Me personally, I know my sources are telling me that he might come the end of the month whatsoever, but I won't believe it until I see it because I lost hope, guys. If he comes, of course, I'm gonna open a bottle of champagne. You guys, let's start out with Severino. What do you think about this Kung Miners? Because I'm really
On,
fed up with what's going on, guys.
I think he's coming. I think he's
You
coming.
think he's coming? Okay.
I think that Atalanta is just dicking us
Playing
around.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't want to give us the satisfaction of, if they turn down, they asked for 60, we gave them 59
Yeah.
essentially.
So how much they
I
want?
Right. I don't think it's the same thing as Nico with Fiorentina, where or even Calafiori, where at one point they were asking for this amount and then they're going to jack it up to this amount. Atalanta's not doing that. I just think they want us to sweat a little bit because they know that he wants to come here, and that makes them feel like shit. Even though they promised him, that's the part of it that bothers me. They literally promised this guy last year. They said, you could go to whatever Champions League team you want. You could do this. We'll give you the outright release. We're gonna sell you. We're gonna do this. and I think that's where he's mad, where he had to go get these medical documents now. Like he has anxiety or depression or whatever the hell it is that he has because he can't perform because he wants Juve that bad. Okay, fine. But you're gonna nickel and dime it until the last minute of the Mercato.
Yeah, last day.
If Atalanta lets 60 million go for this guy, he's not gonna play for you.
No, he's not. But this only happens to us Italians, to us Juventus with the Italian teams. That's why I say always buy outside.
And John, you've been saying it. Berto's been saying it. Reno's been saying it. We need to stop helping these clubs. They treat us like absolute shit. And I don't get why, because it's not like, oh, we're the winningest club every year, like whatever. Like, it's bullshit. It's literally bullshit that we keep giving these clubs help.
So when I join Alberto, you want to give your 2 cents and just text me. Oh, no worries. Sorry, Asif.
Go ahead. No, you guys go.
Okay, then John and Mike with the Coop Miners.
Look, the Coop Miners this is again my disdain for Italian soccer and what's been going on. This is this whole situation of headhunt on Juve. It's been apparent since when they took away the 15 points, and look, the whole thing. I think Berto will appreciate this. Amici di nessuno.
Oh my God!
The classic Alberto.
By far.
And you know what? I actually love it. I want them to hate us. Love it. I'll be honest with you. I welcome the hate.
Exactly. Misery loves company.
I want to see the hate. Sorry, hate to break the people. Give me the hate. I will take the hate every day on Twice and Sunday.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay.
What are your thoughts, Mike, on the Coop Miners situation and all the situation?
Like you said, I think I'll believe it when I see it. One thing two things I'm wary of is that we may be bidding against ourselves because he only wants to go to one team, and I think we can't go any higher than we're going. The other thing that kind of creeps in my mind is what any Gasparini player, whoever comes in, he turns to gold. Wherever he leaves, they turn from gold to like blah.
To shit, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my concern too. That's my only concern. Yes, I said it in my videos. Good thinking, Mike. On that we agree. But anything else you have to say?
By the way, one last thing. I have ESPN at home, and I'll be watching all the watching all the Barcelona games. So I'll let you know how Chiesa is doing.
It's funny, Mike, that you said that. I literally texted Reno yesterday, and I said, if he goes to Barcelona, I said I got to sign up for ESPN Plus because I got to watch this guy now.
Well, I got to live stream.
Watch this guy with Lewandowski. I think him and Lewandowski, they'll and Danny Olmo too. If they register, like that's another bullshit thing in Spain that they can't get registered and all this other nonsense. It's crazy.
But you know what's funny, Seven? You see Mike and you, the New York boys, like Chiesa.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, Mike, where are you from?
I'm from the Bronx in the Bronx, New York.
Oh, you're in the Bronx?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you're a Yankee fan?
Yeah. I don't watch that much baseball. Yeah, Yankee fan. No, I grew up a Yankee fan.
But he's a Rangers fan. New York Rangers.
Rangers fan. Big Rangers fan.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm in Brooklyn. We're like 20, 25 minutes away from each other.
There you go. You got a
Oh,
new
really?
friend.
You are?
Yeah, I'm in
Oh,
Bensonhurst. I'm in Bensonhurst. Yeah.
Have you
What a
have you ever
coincidence.
been? You ever been to the Legends Club in Midtown?
Of
Yeah.
course, I'm a
Uh,
JOFC
Yeah, same
member.
with John.
I've
John
even
has been there.
yeah.
I've even been
John
Mike.
John's been there.
Okay. Yeah, you got. I thought to do it just me, Severine, and Mike because I'm the two New Yorker boys. Now you finally met, and I put you guys more often. Then you guys can argue about Chiesa whatsoever. So I'm gonna go to the last comments here. Berto, they forgot quickly how long they were feeding us, carrying the league through a decade dominance,
hmm
while the other top squads were MIA. That I agree with you, Berto. That's why I get mad with these things, man. That's why we need to buy outside. How did Blocco enter do for the Azzurri? Un cazzo. Merda. Like Inter. Merde. Who will Atalanta? Who will carry the sick Atalanta? No, of course not. Something happened. Oh man, what did I do now? Oh, sorry
What?
guys. I used the
Yeah,
Zoom.
Atalanta's not carrying it. But I will tell you this, guys. Does anybody else feel the fact that Atalanta's going for the Scudetto this year?
I don't know about that.
Well, if
It's
I don't know
weird, man.
if
No,
they lose
With
Lookman, that's going to be kind of tough.
with
I mean,
with getting Zaniolo and getting what's his name, Retegui and all, like, you don't think they're going for the Scudetto?
well,
It just seems a
it's
little
funny.
bit weird. It's weird to me. It's
if
weird to
they
me.
can. I better stop drinking, Seth.
But here, as Seb, there's a funny thing. I was just Zaniolo, and I was thinking of Zaniolo. I was watching an Aston Villa game, and I'll get to my point. But it was when he did the wall, he jumped up and he turned his
I'll be
back and
right
he
back,
scored.
guys. Just gotta go.
Well, my
Yeah,
point being is I could see Gasparini making Zaniolo really really good.
I
You
could
know,
see it. I could see it. It's just, I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't seem right. Like, they're not going to try to compete to just try to get into a Europa League spot. Like, I just feel like they won the, what did they win last year? Conference or Europa? What did they win?
Europa
I can't
League.
remember. Europa. Okay, so they won that. I feel like for some reason they want to go all out this year for the Scudetto. I don't know.
And,
Are
and
they? Are they? And they're in Champions League this year too.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you win the Europa League, you
Yeah,
get Champions League
yeah.
spot.
They're in
Yeah.
Champions League too. So okay. I don't know. There's something about it that just doesn't seem right. Like, maybe.
Thing is for sure, Gasparini can bring back resurrect Zaniolo's career. I believe he can.
Yeah, I
I
could
think
see it.
The, I think
resurrect.
the only thing I could say about you think is if Koopmeiners goes and Lukeman goes, then I don't know how if Atlanta have the replacements for that. For I mean, at least a title run.
When do they get Scalvini back?
I'm not sure. Oh, you mean Skamaka? You mean?
No, Scalvini, the defender.
Oh, I'm not sure.
They got to get him back at some point too. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, I
And
don't. I
then
just, something doesn't seem right. As not that doesn't seem right. Like, I just feel like they're tying into all of this stuff with Coop Miners and with Lookman, and then especially after Skamaka got hurt. Like, I just feel the fact that they pivoted so quick to get Retegui and Zaniolo. Like, I feel like they're going for a Scudetto this year.
yeah,
It might be. It might just be. It might just be me being crazy, like Berto saying, like, that I'm drunk and I'm whatever. Like, I don't know. There's something about it that just, the fact that they pivoted so quick after what's his name got hurt. I don't know, and that they're gonna lose Coop Miners.
well, I think especially after they won the Europa League, that gave them some bravado,
Yeah,
by winning a title. And from management, they may say, "Hey, look, maybe, hey, look, well, let's go for it."
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it seems like they're they might be going in that direction. And like John said it, Gasperini's that kind of a coach where he might turn a Zaniolo into a monster. You know?
Well, you remember when he was at Roma, he was up and down. I think he was scoring, but he was up and down the field. Then he had the injuries, and then he just wasn't. He was never himself again. But I think
Yeah.
Gasperini can make him into the player he wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And don't forget, we were close to getting him. When was it? Last year or the year before? And I never wanted Zaniolo. I never
Oh
wanted
no,
him.
I didn't. I didn't want it at the time either. I just thought that was
Yeah.
a bad move.
Hey, Reno's
I'm
back.
here, Alberto. I'm here. Okay, guys, you guys are kind of disappointing with the likes. Only 8 likes. Like, stop putting these likes up. The subscription, guys. To close it up, let's do a little prediction here. Because it starts tomorrow. Because you guys, it's almost midnight. Wow, I can't believe you guys are still here. Okay, Parma, Milan. Who's gonna win? I'll say 1-0 for Milan. Youssef, what do you think?
After Milan showing last week, I think they'll
Yeah.
get their shit together. And they had to come back at the end. Is Morata hurt, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
So Morata's not
3
available.
weeks.
Oh, okay. So I'm
Ooh.
gonna go 1-0 Milan. If Morata
Same.
was there, I would say, okay, we could do
3-0.
something with him and Pulisic. I'm gonna say a 1-0 Milan.
You, John, Parma, Milan and Parma?
Who's at home?
Parma.
It's a tie.
I was the
Tie?
same thing.
Okay.
Tie 1-1.
1-1.
That's
This is
brutal.
for Youssef. These raccoons directly behind you?
Bro, that's not funny. That's not funny.
Oh my god! Okay. Inter, they play at home with Lecce. I say Lecce 1-0 because they always get unlucky with Lecce Inter. Youssef?
I'm sorry now. I'm distracted.
Oh
Berto
my
messed
God.
me all up now. I was
Alberto,
comfortable. Now I'm
come
not
on,
comfortable
man.
anymore. What was the question again?
Inter Lecce. I say 1-0 for Lecce. You?
Who's are they in San Siro?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-0 Inter against Lecce. I'm gonna go 2-0 Inter.
Yeah.
Okay,
2-0
you, John?
Inter.
2-0
Yeah,
Inter.
I'm sorry, man. I'd like to give the it's gonna be a bad situation for that.
Yeah.
I'd like to say otherwise, but I
I
don't
say
know.
1-0 Lecce, but
Hey,
who
I'll be
knows?
honest with you. You know, miracles do happen.
Yeah. Well, they always get unlucky with Lecce, right? So we'll see.
It's Inter's first
Uh,
game at home. I don't know. I don't see it.
yeah. Anthony say 2-1 for Milan. From Okafor. Morata cert, yeah, Towell most likely to get benched. I think it should happen. Then he says 2-0 for Inter. Okay. I'm the only one saying 1-0.
Listen,
Alberto, Milan will
if
tie.
if you
Oh,
get
come on,
this,
Alberto, help me on
hey,
this. Mamma mia.
if you get this right, I'm gonna buy you a Dove Rocky T-shirt from the AJC with Allegri on the front.
Not a child. Burn that shirt, buddy.
No, you don't. You can't burn that shit, man. That is epic.
I
For
gotta
me,
order that
Allegri
shirt. I
non
still haven't
esiste.
ordered it.
Basta with Allegri, John. Come on, man. Mamma mia.
Oh, can you relax?
Ah.
Take it easy, man. Your blood pressure
Halma,
is up.
halma,
Your blood
halma,
pressure is up. Come on.
halma, halma, halma.
And for one more for Napoli, Bologna. They're playing Napoli.
Listen.
Ooh, that's
I
a good
give
game. Good
I'm gonna
game.
give because Italiano is the coach, right? For Bologna.
Yeah. Ask
So
Berto
I'll
about
give
Italiano. Ask
yeah,
Berto about
I'll
Italiano.
give 2-0 for Bologna. Youssef?
I'm gonna go 2-0. No, I'll go 2-1 Bologna.
I'm gonna say
2-1.
the same.
Okay.
Where are
And
they
you,
playing?
Mike?
Where are they playing?
And
Lukaku's in the
Napoli.
No, it doesn't matter. Not the same. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lukaku's in the
I'm gonna
squad,
stick.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-2.
Yeah, I say 2-1 like everybody said. So yeah, I think there one more last thing. You already gave the prediction for Juventus and Verona. I'm curious to see Cagliari Como, because this Como, they're getting a team, man. They just got that Spanish guy, the old captain. What's his name?
Yeah, but didn't that get rejected too?
Not from Romano, was confirmed, I guess. Sergio Roberto.
He confirmed it.
Yeah,
Because I thought
they said
all
that
these,
deal.
because they're trying to free up money to get Chiesa. So like from Barcelona, the guy from Barcelona you're talking about, right?
Yeah, yes. What's that guy's name? Sergi Roberto.
Yeah.
That they said it was deal done on 2-year contract plus a year
Oh,
option.
okay.
So
Oh, okay, good.
this is from Romano.
Yeah.
I'll give Como a win against Cagliari. I thought to talk about Como because they're building a team. Even unto that fair, he talks well on my Instagram about Como. So your prediction is I don't care, I guess. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I know tonight not too many people at the chat, but thank you all. I know it's a Friday night. Who wants to watch me on a Friday night? Like, seriously.
Oh,
But
it's
thank
pretty
you
good,
all.
man.
Thank you for coming, John, Sev, Mike. Thanks again. I'll get you back in. Then, of course, thanks to everybody in the chat. Anthony, of course, Alberto.
Good
And
live. Good live,
good
Rico.
live.
This was fun.
Yeah, it was. It was fun.
Yes. I will do more,
Good
hopefully,
chat.
because I've been busy. So thank you all. Please, before you leave, everybody, just put these beautiful likes and subscribe. And until then, Forza Juve e a casa tutti e ci vediamo alla prossima.
Forza Allegri.
Ciao ragazzi. A casa Allegri, please. Ciao.